let's go and get a drink then. Shall we?
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Okay, then I guess I'll have to go down.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Okay, madam.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Talk to Bradley, what they had me endure. Talk to Golden, I might be on to a lead. Well...
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins.
Sorry if I scratch my nose every now and then, but
him.
it itches. I'm cold.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Sanders started screaming and convulsing.
Convulsing? That doesn't fit with his history.
And his body got all crooked.
What in God's name? And you were alone with him?
He accused Sarah Hawkins of being the culprit.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow.
This will affect
Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Okay, looks like the choices that I make influence something.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Okay. So, am I supposed to leave now? Oh, I don't need a drink. I'm just gonna go upstairs. Opens the door, but I think this is the place that I've been there already. Oh, it takes me right to Sanders' residence. Okay. Oops. Enter madness.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further...
Oh, she's part of the cult, that's for sure.
...died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well.
Look, it's
Look who's
Cat.
here. You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce.
How nice of you, Cat.
And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
We had a short conversation and then I left. I don't know what happened after that.
Oh, I see. Mr. Pierce, you must forgive my audaciousness. But I've had practice of life in high society for over 30 years. Reading one's interlocutors, recognizing the politeness of a lie, are things that are taught very early to young girls from a good family. But your lie has nothing polite about it. It is crass, insulting, and dare I say, terribly suspicious. Try to understand my position. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Oh, this lady sure knows a lot.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your
Her eyes
husband.
are
I've just arrived on Dockwater. I'm
the
investigating
same
the
size.
death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A Shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long. The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Okay, looks like I have to reconstruct stuff around here.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists.
Oh, okay, nothing behind the curtain.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it.
Okay, so we have 4 points available. Oh no, I could use some psychology points, to be honest. But I said that I will upgrade this one next. And after that I'll go down to these. Let's validate the upgrades. So let's go and see the painting, shall we? Is it possible? Door locked. Door locked.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Okay. We will. Once we get back to the office, if we will ever get back to the office.
I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Well.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Oh. Key to the Sanders gallery, okay. Yeah, let's see what the book is about. Monstrous unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe they exist. Okay, looks like we can't turn pages, so we're gonna leave it at that.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a
Oh,
lot
goodness.
of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
So I guess this is the entrance to the gallery room. Why would this be here? Why would I need to hide? And there's a lot of stuff here. So, where do we start? Let's go this way. What's this?
The public entrance to the gallery.
I guess I have my answer.
Why was he so interested in old weapons? Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Okay, let's examine the picture. Okay, so that's why we have those to hide in.
What the hell was that?
What do I have to do here? Okay, so I can go out.
I can't even touch it. Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Oh shit! Yeah, maybe I can stab it from the back. But I have a suspicion that I'll just have to confront it at one point. I don't know. Stop the music, man, I can't hear shit. Oh, there it is. Stab it. Okay, bad idea.
Game over.
So how does this work?
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
Ah! I don't get it. What's the objective here? Because I can only defend like this. Yeah, that's what I suspected.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Okay, I'll have to find another one. Come on, go away.
Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger.
I mean, do I have to use every one of them? Well, we'll see. What's left here? Okay, there's only one left here.
This dagger looks different.
Okay. So I guess I got the lucky one. Okay, this might be it. Cut that beef up. What are you doing, man? Chill out. It's just your
What's the matter with
imagination.
you?
Yep, exactly.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.